Hi, my name's Phil. I like talking about politics, and in this video, I like to take a little look ahead towards a US presidential election result of a President Harris and what Trump could realistically do to attempt to steal the election for a second time. But just as importantly, why are we always talking about what Trump might do? What if Biden has been thinking about this for a while too and has plans of his own? But first, for daily political commentary, please click the subscribe button so you don't miss out. So let's take a little bit of more optimistic outlook as we get ready for an interesting, if potentially terrifying, fortnight in America. So let's say the results are for a Harris presidency and the numbers are strong enough to leave no serious room for doubt. The Orange One's rally yesterday may have actually made that more likely. The spectacle featured someone that I think was a comedian. It's hard to tell because even the MAGA audience weren't laughing. But they were really just launching, it was a low energy tirade against migrants and frankly just non-white Americans in general. They particularly singled out Puerto Rico for special ridicule and insult. And as one American commentator noted, Pennsylvania, a crucial swing state, has not far off 500,000 Puerto Ricans living there. So insulting them may not have been the smartest move just a week before a tight election. And you can tell that it was quite damaging because senior Republicans have been coming out attacking these so-called jokes and saying how amazing Puerto Ricans are. I'm just waiting for the tweet from someone claiming that some of their best friends are Puerto Rican, right? What a time to be not on message at a political rally days before the election when early voting is possible. So let's say that when the voting is sort of done, the results are out, at least for the key battlegrounds, we can sort of see the picture emerging. It's a Harris win. We know that Trump will not accept defeat. He didn't accept it last time and he wasn't facing prison then, or at least the threat was not as clear or as close. First of all, he will of course just try the same tricks as last time, including launching legal case after legal case, which will get absolutely nowhere. Could also be a violent uprising of sorts, not quite the same as last time, because last time Trump was the president and it was reported that he blocked the National Guard from attending Capitol Hill after the insurrectionists stormed it for some time. Didn't work then, and surely it stands no chance of working this time. Trump is not the president, Biden is. If there's a need to authorize the authorities to close down an armed revolt, well, the authorization will be given and quickly. In fact, you would imagine that at the time of certifying the results, the guard will be in place proactively anyway. So nothing will kick off there. Might kick off somewhere else. You might get more localized violence, maybe attacking state legislatures or other less targets possibly. None of that is likely to change anything for Trump. It will mean more public damage. It may mean more loss of life. And it will probably mean more MAGA going to prison. But what if the running is not entirely being pushed by Trump? Like, we know that Trump and his allies have been preparing for this for years. They believe they weren't prepared enough last time. They weren't ready last time. So they've been spending the last 3.5 years making sure they are this time. They know they didn't actually have the election stolen last time. They know they were the ones trying to steal it, but they failed. They also did not expect to be guaranteed a win this time. So they will have been preparing contingencies on the off chance that the Democrats won in an attempt to, again, steal the election, but with more planning and therefore more success this time. But beyond maybe being able to delay the publication of some results, and even this may be beyond them, they don't really seem to have much power to do anything, unless of course they can persuade some states to ignore the results of the votes and use the electoral college votes differently. But again, that didn't work last time, so wouldn't it be less likely to work this time? And I'm not seeing I know it has been a fear, but I'm not seeing too many people on the other side of the Atlantic really being alarmed by it at the moment. So as far as I can tell, if the results are clear that Harris has won, the aftermath will be messy, but it will not be Trump in the White House messy. I can see violence, whether coordinated or not. Remember, there are a hell of a lot of Americans who genuinely believe that Trump won in 2020. So, how are they going to react to the establishment telling them he lost again? when they won't believe it. You know, they have guns and not a lot of brains. I mean, that's a dangerous mix. But all of this discussion is you know, about Trump and his team putting things in place, various plans in order to try and seize power if they don't win it fairly. And mostly they have not been attempting to win it fairly at all. But what isn't really being talked about is what Biden might do. Because after all, if Trump has been planning to attempt a second steal of the election for years, why wouldn't Biden and his allies have been planning ways to deal with these tricks? I mean, if I know that the Republicans, or some Republicans, have been trying to lay the groundwork to win unfairly if they're not able to do it fairly for years, I'm sure the American president knows it as well. You know, could Biden actually be the one to take the initiative when the results are in and it's clear Harris has won, if that is indeed what happens, we all hope. Maybe not all of us, I do. We're all waiting to see what Trump will do. What if it's Biden that acts? You know, there was, I saw a suggestion from someone that, you know, maybe as soon as the results were announced, he could declassify evidence of Putin's influence over Trump, meaning that the National Security Division of the Department of Justice, they would say, could then charge everyone whom the evidence implicates. And even if that doesn't necessarily involve Trump himself, because technically the election will still be ongoing, could include like Elon Musk, who is trying to claim that he doesn't have regular conversations with Putin. But it's like, yeah, but you do with senior Russian officials though, don't you, mate? This, you know, the evidence is very clear on that. If Trump's closest allies are detained as they're questioned and charged, they won't be able to coordinate Trump's plans, whatever they are, for challenges or insurrections. He would have to do it himself, and I'm not sure he's the best organizer. You know, could this be a powerful tool to take the momentum out of whatever Trump is planning as the results come in? You know, making evidence, which already exists, not making up evidence, evidence that exists, but making it public to, you know, to prosecutors most importantly, but the public as well. Would that take the wind out of the Orange One's sails? Would it wrong-foot him? It might, I suppose, run the risk of looking like state-sanctioned political witch hunt, but if those people would believe that anyway, is it better to have coordinated MAGA outrage and violence or uncoordinated lone wolf stuff going on? Maybe the uncoordinated kind is less destructive and easier to deal with. Maybe have the police patrolling outside all the schools that day or something. Because we know how these imbeciles work. When they get mad at the world, they take it out on the kids. But there we are. Those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please click the like button and subscribe. And if you'd like to support the channel further, you can join for memberships. Thanks for watching. And until next time, I'll see you later.